This series went, I know I picked the Orioles, but I guess I previewed this series by saying I don't think the Royals can hit, and I expect the Orioles to.
Mm-hmm. I picked the Orioles too. I thought they'd heat up. I was right. Even more wrong.
The Royals did not hit in this series. Not really at all. The one thing I think I underrated was the bullpen. They executed their pitches. Like the Orioles helped them, and I think they let the moment get to them, the Orioles, a little bit. But like Kansas City's arms did not make too many mistakes throughout. No.
And that's a huge reason why they're here, right? It is the pitching that has gotten them here, despite baseball's worst offense in September, that might still be struggling, and going to be a little bit harder to get away with that against the Yankees. But that is a conversation for another day. Any final Orioles thoughts before we move on to Astros Tigers?
10 straight postseason losses now, dating back to the 2014 ALCS. Something has to be different now. You can look overwhelmed by the lights in an October with a young roster and say, we will learn from this, we will change, we will adapt, and try again. And the Orioles did that, and I think that's reasonable. However, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. I think it maybe has a little bit to do with the way that they teach hitting, where I think a lot of teams are teaching, like, maybe I'm generalizing a bit. The Orioles like to teach hitting of almost pitch selection and to the point, but not there quite as of passiveness, where it's like, don't swing, swing, right? And it's easier to teach back from that. And that's why Gunnar Henderson and Adley and these guys are good in a lot of ways, is because they hit the right pitches when they're going well. But when you get into October,
especially over larger samples.
And I think that is a strategy that works, clearly. I mean, they've developed a lot of really good hitters in a really short amount of time. But now we have a situation where, for whatever reason, it hasn't worked in 2 straight Octobers, and they got to mix up the equation here a little bit, because you can't just keep running it back with the exact same group. Again, the core is really young. The core is really good. I don't think they will let go of skipper Brandon Hyde. I think also totally reasonable, right? Mm-hmm. But the expectations are higher now for the Orioles. Yeah. This is no longer a fun story. The glean of being promising is no more.
Definitely.
The window is open firmly, and it is time for them to do it. And I am very curious to see how they spend in free agency this offseason with the new ownership group at the helm.
So that is the Orioles. Good luck to the Birds this winter. Royals, again, we will talk about you a lot more in the coming days.
I was impressed with a lot of things with the Royals, particularly on pitching and defense. Melendez made a great play. Oh, sorry. One last thing I should mention. I don't want this to sound salty, but like Jordan Westberg in game 1, ball to left field to the big wall. That's out in 28 stadiums. Ramon Arias today, ball that's out in 27. And like, no sympathy. It's the Orioles' own dumb fault for building a stupid, big, tall wall.
If anything, it's just funny. It's
hilarious.
It's a very, very goofy turn of events when that wall is not helping you when you need it the most.
It was built for Asher Wojciechowski, and he's not here anymore.